Welcome to the twisted world of societal fairness, where asking one person to contribute 10% of their earnings while demanding another to cough up a hefty 40% seems to be the norm. Questioning why they're expected to fork over 4 times more just because they earn more. But hold on to your hats, because it's about to get even more intriguing. The super rich have mastered the art of sneaky financial maneuvers to stash their cash and evade taxes like a game of cat and mouse. So, are you ready to uncover the secrets behind their tax evasion tactics? Don't forget to hit subscribe and smash that like button to stay tuned for more eye-opening content on Luxmine Media, the taxing business. Let's dive into the nitty-gritty of taxes. They're nobody's idea of a good time, but they're like the oil that keeps the engine of our society running smoothly. Think about it, without taxes, essential services like schools and police would be left high and dry, and we'd likely find ourselves forking over a pretty penny for privatized versions of these necessities. Talk about a nightmare. But here's the plot twist. Navigating the tax system is a bit like attempting to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. Whether you're tackling straightforward forms or wrestling with mind-bending schedules, it's a labyrinth that even seasoned taxpayers find themselves lost in. And yet, amidst the chaos, there's a strange allure to the whole process. It's like trying to crack a complex puzzle. Taxpayers embark on a quest for deductions, hunting down every loophole and creative workaround they can find. From the quirky, can Fluffy be considered a dependent? To the downright controversial, are those yoga pants really a legitimate business expense? It's a wild ride filled with unexpected twists and turns. And let's not forget the adrenaline rush of racing against the clock to beat the dreaded IRS deadline. It's a high-stakes game that adds a healthy dose of drama to our otherwise mundane lives. So grab your calculator and buckle up. The tax season rollercoaster is about to begin. The taxing disparity. Let's delve into the cold, hard facts of taxation. You're raking in a cool $1 million a year. Sounds dreamy, right? Well, brace yourself for a reality check, because Uncle Sam's coming knocking with a hefty tax bill. We're talking a staggering $370,000, give or take. Meanwhile, spare a thought for the folks scraping by on a mere $15,000 annually. Their tax burden? A mere fraction of that eye-watering sum. Now, here's where things really start to get interesting. Picture the top dogs, the cream of the financial crop. On average, they're shelling out a mind-blowing $120,000 in taxes each year. But hold on to your hats, because if you're lucky enough to be part of the elite 1% club, get ready to part ways with a jaw-dropping 37% of your income. That's right, a whopping $300,000 annually. But here's the kicker: despite forking over a small fortune, you'll likely have minimal say in how that hard-earned cash is actually spent. And brace yourself for this kicker. Ever heard of spending $500,000 to study the effects of cocaine on Japanese quails? Believe it or not, that's just one of the eyebrow-raising expenses lurking in the murky depths of government spending. Talk about a reality check. Legal tax gymnastics. Now, let's dive into the realm of legal tax gymnastics, where the ultra-rich play their game with finesse. First things first, let's clear up any confusion. Tax avoidance and tax evasion are about as different as night and day. While evasion involves deceit and deception, avoidance is all about strategic planning within the bounds of the law. Imagine the ultra-rich as seasoned sailors, skillfully navigating the choppy waters of tax codes. Armed with a treasure trove of tricks up their sleeves, they chart their course through the labyrinth of regulations with precision. From cleverly underreporting income to strategically claiming deductions, it's a delicate dance that requires finesse and cunning. But when executed with expertise, it's all perfectly legal. Think of it as a high-stakes chess match, with the ultra-rich carefully calculating their moves to stay one step ahead of the game. They know the rules inside out and use them to their advantage, exploiting every loophole and legal loophole along the way. It's a game of strategy and skill, and the ultra-rich are the masters of the craft. The shell game. Let's delve deeper into the world of shell companies, a clandestine tool favored by the ultra-rich for their financial wizardry. At first glance, they may seem like ordinary businesses, but peel back the layers, and you'll discover they're nothing more than hollow shells. These entities lack any substantial operations. Instead, they serve as mere facades for conducting financial transactions. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Shell companies are the ultimate go-to for the ultra-rich seeking to cloak their wealth or evade taxes. With a complex web of directors and shareholders, these entities are masters of disguise, shrouding the true owners' identities in secrecy. It's a cloak and dagger game that leaves authorities scratching their heads, struggling to trace the elusive money trail. Think of shell companies as the chameleons of the financial world, blending seamlessly into their surroundings while concealing the true extent of their owners' wealth. They operate in the shadows, shielded from prying eyes and eager tax collectors. It's a game of cat and mouse, with the ultra-rich pulling the strings from behind the scenes, all while staying one step ahead of the law. The seduction of tax havens. Welcome to the world of tax havens, secret islands where people hide their money from the taxman. These places have very low or no taxes, and strong laws to keep financial information private. It's like a dreamland where you can put your money without anyone knowing or taxing it. Sounds amazing, right? In these special places, secrecy is super important. They have strict rules to keep the identities of people who put money there secret, and to keep their financial activities private too. This makes tax havens a favorite choice for rich people who want to keep their money safe and grow it without anyone knowing. But don't be fooled. While tax havens seem like a great way to avoid paying taxes, they've been criticized for helping people dodge taxes and do other illegal things with their money. Despite this, the super rich still love using tax havens to protect their money and privacy in a world that's always changing. Offshore companies. Let's talk about offshore companies. These are legal businesses created in tax havens to help with money management and protecting assets. They're kind of like the Swiss Army knives of finance, offering lots of advantages like needing to report less information and having more privacy. Big companies that operate in different countries and super rich people love using offshore companies. They take advantage of their flexibility and the fact that they can keep things secret to make their money work better for them and pay fewer taxes. It's like a game of hide and seek with the taxman, and right now, the offshore companies seem to be winning tax strategies. But wait, there's more. When playing by the rules doesn't work for the ultra-rich, they get creative with their tax strategies. Let me break it down for you. First off, there's something called transfer pricing. It's basically moving money between different countries to avoid paying taxes. It's like a fancy financial dance where they make their tax bills disappear by moving money around. Then, there's the maze of trust funds. These are like secret hiding spots where billionaires stash their money to keep it safe from taxes. They set it up so their wealth stays hidden for generations, away from anyone trying to take a cut. And let's not forget about the crazy business expenses they claim. They'll turn their luxury vacations into business trips or buy fancy stuff and call it a necessary expense to avoid paying taxes on it. It's like a wild roller coaster ride through the world of tax evasion, with the ultra-rich always finding a way to come out on top. It's pretty impressive, even if it's not exactly fair to the rest of us. So there you have it, the not-so-secret secrets of the ultra-rich and their tax games. From shell companies to tax havens, they've got a whole playbook of tricks to keep their wealth safe from Uncle Sam's prying eyes. But while the rest of us are just trying to make ends meet, they're living it up, laughing all the way to the bank. It's a story we've heard time again. The rich keep getting richer, while the rest of us are left footing the bill. But hey, now you know their game. The question is, will anything change? Until the system gets a shake-up, it's just another day in the wild world of taxes. So, what do you think? Are you ready to dive into the tax code and level the playing field?